mother, Louise Norton Little, was a homemaker occupied with a family of 8 children. His father, Earl Little, was an outspoken Baptist minister and avid supporter of black nationalist leader Marcus Garvey. He was a smart, focused student and graduated from junior high at the top of his class. However, when a favorite teacher told him his dream of becoming a lawyer was no realistic goal for a nigger, he lost interest in school. He dropped out, spent some time in Boston, Massachusetts, working various odd jobs, and then traveled to Harlem, New York, where he committed petty crimes. Eventually, I moved back to Boston, where they were arrested and convicted on burglary charges in 1946. He used a 7-year prison sentence to further his education. It was during this period of self-enlightenment that his recent conversion to the Muslim religious organization, the Nation of Islam. He studied the teachings of Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad. Muhammad taught that white society actively worked to keep African Americans from empowering themselves and achieving political, economic, and social success. By the time he was paroled in 1952, a devoted follower with the new surname X, he considered Little a slave name and chose the X to signify his lost travel name. Intelligent and articulate, he was appointed a minister and national spokesman for the Nation of Islam. Who am I? I am Malcolm X. When people ask me to describe myself, I never hesitate. First and foremost, I am a loving wife and a proud mother. Before I was a mother, wife, lawyer, or political servant, I was Frazier and Marion Robinson's daughter. We lived in a brick house on the south side of Chicago. My dad, Frazier, was a bump operator for the Chicago Water Department. And despite being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at a young age, he hardly ever missed a day at work. Marion, my mom, however, stayed at home to raise me and my brother, Craig, skillfully managing a busy household filled with love, laughter, and important lessons of life. A product of Chicago Public Schools, I studied sociology and African American studies at Princeton University. After graduating from Harvard Law School in 1988, I joined the Chicago law firm Sidley and Austin, where I later met the man who would become the love of my life. In 1989, I was asked to mentor a summer associate from Harvard. Didn't have much interest in corporate law, but he did have a lot of interest in me. I brushed him off because we were working at the same firm, and he was an intern, and I was an associate. But love prevailed, and we were married on October 18, 1992. Interestingly, we waited almost 7 years before having children. After a few years, I decided my true calling lay in encouraging people to serve their communities and their neighborhoods. I served as Assistant Commissioner of Planning and Development in Chicago City Hall before becoming the founding Executive Director of Chicago Chapter Public Alley. In 1996, I joined the University of Chicago with the vision of bringing campus and community together as Associate Dean of Student Services. I developed the university's first and under my leadership as Vice President of Community and External Affairs for the University of Chicago Medical Center. I caught the eye of a national audience at my husband's side after he delivered a high-profile speech at the Democratic National Convention in 2004. And then he was elected that year to the U.S. Senate. In 2007, I scaled back my own professional work to attend family and campaign obligations during my husband's life. I took my turn as a speaker on the opening night of the 2008 Democratic Convention, and my husband was elected president on November 4th, 2008. I then became First Lady of the United States on his inauguration on January 20th, 2009. Who am I? I am Michelle Obama. As First Lady, I look forward to continuing my work on the issues close to my heart, supporting military families, helping working women balance career and family, and encourage national studies. All right.